Hi, this is Tatiana Dyachenko. In this video I'm going to explain how a psychopath makes you voluntarily give her everything. This is the 7th video, continuing from my New Zealand story about Tim, a victim of a female psychopath. As I said in my previous video, Tim was shocked that Ella, his girlfriend, gave him an ultimatum to make her a co-owner of his house without obligation to pay mortgage. And Tim did everything she said. Why are victims so blind and obedient to psychopath and make such an obvious mistake? I see this two main reasons: victim's contribution and perpetrator's contribution. Victim's contribution was that Tim was inexperienced and vulnerable. Because he was inexperienced, he didn't know that woman can be so deceitful and harmful, and he trusted her. He had only one wife before, and she was trustworthy. And Tim's vulnerability also played a role. After divorce, he wanted to be loved. He didn't want to be alone, and he did everything to keep this relationship. This is victim's contribution. What was the perpetrator's contribution? Psychopaths, they are good at hypnotizing their victims to get them to do whatever they want. And Ella, his ex-girlfriend, used this on Tim and succeeded. Hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness when your perception, sensation, emotion, thoughts, they are changed or clouded. You cannot think clear. How do psychopaths put you in this state? They can use sex or drugs. When you're in an altered state of consciousness, either under drug or sexual influences, at this moment you're not thinking clearly, and the perpetrator is giving you suggestions what to do. And also they use repetitive statements, ambiguous sentences, creating cognitive dissonance and confusion. These states of confusion turns off your logic and normal reasoning. In this hypnotic state, their suggestions become very powerful, and Ella used it a lot. Another method a psychopath uses is compliance techniques, a popular method of social influence. Ella used the foot in the door compliance technique. There are many of them, but she used a lot of the foot in the door compliance technique. And this is what salespeople used to sell their products. It means when you first agree with something small, later you will agree with something bigger. If you said yes several times, you're programmed to say yes again and again to the same person. They give you sample, salesperson, and you will try, and it means you said yes, and then later you will buy this product. You don't feel comfortable to say no after trying or after saying yes first time. And Tim said yes for her small request by giving her money, paying for her purchases, and it was hard for him to say no to a really huge thing like putting her name on his house paper. Another explanation is operant conditioning. After giving her money at small request, Tim got a warm treatment from her, or she would stop her cold treatment, being distant or criticizing. This was a positive reinforcement, warm treatment, in terms of operant conditioning. And positive reinforcement increases the probability of a behavior. Tim was positively reinforced every time he said yes for her request. It means he's agreeing to put her name on the house, which is big, was pre-trained and prepared and calculated. And she did it to get to this final huge step. And what to do to resist the psychopath hypnotism, compliance technique, operant conditioning training? What to do to protect yourself? Knowledge is power. When you know what techniques they use and how, you will better recognize them and not be a victim. Break the pattern of saying yes. Don't say yes. Don't agree with everything. Don't fall for warm treatment, trying to avoid cold treatment. If you cannot tolerate cold treatment, do tapping. Tap on this fear to have, or guilt to be treated like ignored or distant. And also confront your partner when they are manipulating. One of the best preventive measures against compliance technique, social influence, foot in the door technique, is to have somebody on your side and discuss this issue. Talk to your friend or relative who is not brainwashed and not involved emotionally. They are able to see the situation from distance, without emotion, from a neutral perspective, and they will recognize it's not normal. They will see something wrong here. Also, be aware of your feeling and body sensation. If you feel like pressure in your stomach, or you feel and you have problem with swallowing, and you feel uneasy or not uncomfortable, this is a sign something wrong and you are being abused. Don't ignore your body signals. It's your sympathetic nervous system send you a message: fight or flight. Better fly, better run away from psychopath as soon as possible. It's like your sixth sense, your body signal. If you like this video, click like, subscribe my channel. See you next time. It was Tatiana Dyachenko.